I'm a walking, living legend, ain't no doubt about it. Stack my money to the sky, I'm just grinding out here. I'm a walking, living legend, ain't no doubt about it. All my faith is in God, that's the reason why I'm here. I'm a walking, living legend, ain't no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Hey y'all, hey, it's another recording with Made in America, and I just thought that I would bare my soul tonight because I have a question from a listener that I thought was amazing. The question is, what's the hardest thing you've ever had to do? So get ready, I'm going to bare my soul in 3, 2, 1, here it goes. The hardest thing I've ever had to do and that I'm still doing is be a parent. I mean, having someone else depend on you for everything, for their very existence, is probably the hardest thing about living. But it's the one thing that I love the most. In fact, the hardest decision I've ever made in parenting was deciding to allow my daughter to go stay with her dad in a whole nother city. That was super hard for me. It broke my heart, but at the same time made me super excited because I was excited to see just how the relationship could grow and build, and to see that what she would learn about herself. So, I mean, that was like the hardest thing I've ever done, and it actually has been the best decision for me and for her. I shared a little bit in my story, Broken, about a relationship that I had that was toxic, and that actually happens to be the relationship with my daughter's father. The relationship was just not a great relationship. There were so many things that happened that were traumatic for me, and I was truly broken from that time period in my life. So there was so much rebuilding that needed to happen. There was so much, just restoration that needed to come forth. And I mean, it took about 15 years for that to actually show as restoration. But that's the journey that I'm on. I mean, I'm sharing my journey with you guys as it is happening, becoming my me and being bold enough to be me has been like an amazing journey. But yeah, that's the hardest thing I've ever done. And you kind of sparked, thank you for GC Step that asked the question. You sparked me to actually share more of my story. So I probably will do that on my next podcast, is share some more of the inner details of kind of what happened. I won't be giving names because I don't think that's fair. Because this is my side of the story. So I don't want to give names, and I don't want to throw any type of bias on the person because they are a professional boxer. So that would be wrong to throw their name out there. But I'm sure they have a side of the story too, if you ever want to catch theirs. But I thought I would share that tonight. Like, that's the hardest decision and the hardest thing I've ever had to do is just be a parent and watch the child grow. Like, that's amazing. Another hard part of being a parent is letting go, like knowing when you have to back it up. Like, you don't want to just smother your child and not let them ever get their own view of life. And so I had to learn too, and I'm still learning even with my boys and the little ones, when to back it up and when not to smother them. When my little one was starting her first day of kindergarten, I wanted to do everything, be everywhere, make sure she was okay. And at the time, my husband was like, look, you gotta back it up. Like, she's got this. She's awesome. She's amazing. And he was right. Like, I had to let her go to the door. Literally, I remember she was like, you can let my hand go now. I'm fine. I was like, oh, yes, I'll let your hand go. So I just wanted to share with you guys just that awesome question from GC Stop.